Hello everyone and welcome back. So today's video I'm going to be doing my nail application in real time. I'm not going to speed this process up. I wanted you guys to see how long it actually takes me to do my nail application. Usually for each hand it takes me about roughly 10 to 12 minutes depending on the length of the nail. Now if the nail is probably like my daughter's length, it's going to take me probably about 10 to 20, maybe 20 minutes. I'll say about 20 minutes because her nails usually are super long. About 20 minutes per hand. I don't know if that's good, but it's good for me because when I first started off, it used to just take me a really long time to do my nail application. So I've actually gotten a lot faster when it comes to my nail application. Now, when it comes to how I do my nail application, I always start off with my first bead right there where you have your apex area that's between the nail tip and the nail plate. So I always start off a bead right there, and then I have my second bead right a little bit above that, not too far, just to help build up that strength in that area, and then I end off with a cuticle bead. Now if I need any extra beads like a bead to fill in any areas, I do apply those. I look at that finger from sidewall to sidewall. That's the best way I can get you guys to understand how I do it. Every nail tech applies their application a little bit different, but I think so far we all kind of go off the same method of making sure we build our apex. Now, you don't really have to worry about building an apex when it comes to shorter nails. You do want them to have some strength, but you do not want them to be super thick because they're shorter. But when you're getting to doing medium to long or XXL nails, you do want to make sure you build an apex when it comes to those lengths, because you do not want your client to come back saying the nail broke or a nail crack. That can happen too. So you want to make sure you're building that apex as good as possible. You don't want it too thick, but you want it to be structured enough where that client has strength in that problem area. And that's mainly the main problem area is right there between the nail plate and the nail tip. When it comes to the method of beads, I do not get so hung up on the 1 bead, 2 bead, 3 bead method. I honestly, if I see a spot on a client's nail or even my nail that I feel like needs to be filled in a little bit more, that's when I apply the acrylic on those areas. I literally just mainly I do a 3 bead method on anything that's longer than short. And if I feel like I need to fill in any other areas, I go around and I fill those areas in, especially when you have clients that have wider nail beds. So you're going to make, regardless if they have a wider nail bed or if they have a not so wide nail bed, just make sure you're looking at that nail from sidewall to sidewall. And if there's any places that you need to fill in, like I just seen a place right there that I needed to fill in and I filled it in. So I don't get super hung up on the 1 bead, 2 bead, 3 bead method. It does take a lot of practice for that process. Okay, so for instance, right now I am having trouble with applying my bead, and the reason why I'm having issues with that is because my acrylic has gotten caught in my bristles. Usually when I dip my brush back into my acrylic, I always kind of clean it off a little bit, but that time around I didn't clean it off and acrylic was starting to collect in my bristles. Now once you saw I kind of cleaned it off a little bit, dipped it back into my acrylic, you saw my beading was a lot better. So that right there was a learning experience. It was a total boo-boo on my part, but it was a learning experience for you guys. So when you're applying, when you dipping your brush into the monomer to get ready to pick up your next bead, make sure you kind of brush it in there to clean off some of the acrylic. And that way, when you pick up your next bead, it will be a better lay on that bead. have done my application, I go in with my 8080 Panda nail file. I love these nail files when it comes to shaping. Please make sure that you do not overfile in the sidewall areas. The reason why is because you do not want to lose product in those areas. So please be mindful to keep an eye on your filing. When I first started off, I was just filing away, honey, and not really paying attention to those sidewalls. But now that I pay attention to my sidewalls, I make sure that I do not overfile in those areas because you do not want to lose product. Also, I did speed this process up a little bit. So it's not that I'm being super rough with her hands. I just sped this process up. I wanted you to see how my application was done in real time. And everything else, I kind of sped it up a little bit so that the video won't be so lengthy. But if you do like more lengthier, more detailed videos, please drop down in the comments and let me know. I do not mind making sure that the videos are more detailed for you guys, especially now that I figured out how to do all of my editing and space on my phone. Yay me. So yeah, please let me know if you guys would love to see more lengthy and more detailed videos. So while I was doing my client's nails, we were going back and forth. She was showing me pictures from off of Pinterest and Instagram and other things that she may want for her set. Eventually we decided that we was going to do French tips with baby blue cow prints. But then after I did her French tips, she was like she liked it more simple this time instead of kind of going a little bit on the extra side. But she still wanted some charms. So we ended up doing French tips, and then I added a few charm pieces and some silver beads on the tip of the nail, which came out super cute. It was simple, but it was cute in the same sense. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank y'all for blessing me with just the encouraging words, with the comments, with the push through. I really, 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 really appreciate you guys so much. Please remember that I will be doing a giveaway soon once I hit 500 subscribers. Practice does not make for perfection, you guys. It makes for progress. We have to keep going forward. If we don't, we'll never know where we're going to end up. So yeah, I want to thank you guys once again. Talk to y'all later. Love y'all. Bye.